You're listening to Game Points with Matthew Ross on TSN 690.
Game Points here on TSN 690. I'm your host, Matthew Ross. Jimmy G on the board. Dave Trentadue here as well. We're here till the top of the hour, and then we hand it over to ESPN for Oklahoma City, Golden State. The pregame show at 7, tip-off just after 8. Should be a heck of a game. Looking forward to that. Game Points is with you every Sunday, 5 to 7 p.m. GamePointsRadio.com is our blog if you want to check out audio from this show. Matthew Words for me on Twitter. All right, let's get to our next guest here on the program. He is the president of the Ottawa Champions of the Can-Am Baseball League. Of course, they play in Ottawa, where you might have been down there to see the Ottawa Lynx in the 90s, back in the day when they were the AAA team for the Montreal Expos. We welcome to the program. You can follow him on twitter.com/David Gourlay. It is David Gourlay. Hey, David, how you doing?
I'm good, Matt. How are you?
I am very well, thanks.
Good.
Thanks for taking the time. Congrats on another good start to the season in Ottawa. It looks like you'll have some great weather the rest of this long weekend as well.
It's been amazing weather. We're so lucky. Last year we opened actually on this very day, May 22nd, and it was an evening game, and it was +3. And I'm happy to report Mother Nature is our greatest ticket seller this weekend. So.
All right. Well, that's a great way to start the season. There's no question about that.
Nolan was terrific to manage. I mean, first-class man all the way, always ready to take the ball. Knew when he was getting tired, he would let us know to get somebody up the inning before. So he knew, his body better than anyone, and he really worked hard, and that's why he stayed in the game so long and was so successful.
That's the voice of your manager, Hal Lanier, former MLB player and manager. He was with the TSN 1200 this week, talking about a guy he managed in '86, of course, Nolan Ryan. How has it been having a veteran like that as your manager?
Well, Hal is a deal breaker for us, Matt. I mean, he is such a phenomenal guy on and off the field. He played with names like Willie Mays and Juan Marichal and Willie McCovey. He, as you just said, he managed Nolan Ryan. He was a first base coach for the St. Louis Cardinals in their great playoff runs, World Series in the 80s. And he brings a wealth of knowledge. I mean, this is a guy who can sit down, have a beer, tell you stories about the great Roberto Clemente and how Clemente gave him 2 of his bats and how went on to a 14-game hit streak. He's just an encyclopedia of knowledge. He's a great guy, very community-focused. He understands the game. He understands what it takes to succeed on and off the field. And he's, of course, first and foremost, he's very good at putting a quality product on the field that gives us really exciting baseball in Ottawa.
In terms of the product itself, for those that haven't gone down, because I'm actually going and taking the family tomorrow to the stadium. It's a 1:35 start. Tremendous weather expected, so really, really looking forward to that. Tell the folks what kind of amenities and what kind of experience it is.
Sure. So our ballpark was built, of course, in the mid-'90s for the Ottawa Lynx, for the former Expos AAA team. So the city has put in about $2 million worth of improvements, which fans, will recognize immediately. If they've been to ball games in the last, let's say, 5 years, they're going to immediately recognize as a refresh. Myself and my fellow owner, Miles Wolf, have invested also privately in putting in some noticeable improvements. We have a video scoreboard. Prior to the Ottawa Champions arriving, it was the original scoreboard from the 1990s when, of course, we didn't have digital technology or video technology, so half the light bulbs were burnt out. So fans didn't know if it was the 4th inning or the 8th inning. So we've completely revamped that. We've renovated the barbecue area in the left field berm picnic area for private groups and kids to run around. Today I don't have the official attendance number, but we had close to 3,500, 3,700 people, and there's lots of kids around. Little leaguers were playing in the left field area, catching foul balls. So we have Le Cage au Sport, which of course is a concessionaire that's very familiar to your audience in Montreal and across Quebec. We are their first property outside the province of Quebec, which is a huge win for us. They are experts at their business. They know the business extremely well. They're providing a lot of good quality food, And I'm very proud to say that we have complete craft beer support. We have Kitchissippi and Clock Tower, which are two local names in Ottawa. They are providing all the beer. They're exclusive. And they've even made a beer for us. It's called Champions Light. They just debuted it, about 2 weeks ago. This is a historic first in the city of Ottawa. Never before have two local craft beer breweries partnered together, Matt, to offer a professional sports team a branded beer. It's only for sale at the ballpark and in a local pub in the Byward Market called the Chateau Lafayette. So this is really about our growing brand. This is really about us putting a stake in the ground, saying, we want baseball to succeed over the long term. And these are really important pillars that I feel will put us in that position.
Chatting with the president of the Ottawa Champions of the Can-Am Baseball League in Ottawa, Mr. David Gourlay, joining us here on the show. Now, David, have you circled June 14th on your calendar? And if not, I'll tell you what it is.
Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
All right. So June 14th on your calendar is when the Quebec Capitale come to Ottawa for the first time. And obviously making waves the last few days has been the fact that Wayne Gretzky's son is playing for the Capitale. Are you rolling out the red carpet? Do you expect the great one in attendance or what?
We are. I don't know that the great one will be here. We haven't been told about that, but we're really looking forward to meeting Trevor, having him here in the nation's capital. Of course, right after Quebecera is here, we'll have the Cuban national team in Ottawa. So we're going to have a very busy. Those last 2 weeks of June are going to be really very exciting for us because we have the Capitale with Trevor. We've got the Cuban national team, and then we've got the Japanese Island All-Stars coming in at the end of June. So it's going to be a busy time. It's very exciting for our fans, and we're really excited to see Trevor here.
Just wrapping up with David Gourlay of the Ottawa Champions. You can check out canamleague.com for more information on the league and as well as when the Ottawa Champions play. Again, they have a 1:35 matinee game tomorrow. So if you're looking for something to do, you want to take a quick drive to Ottawa. It's really not that far. The stadium's right off the highway as well. You can also take the train down there. I know that there's that sort of walkway, right over from the train station?
Exactly. That's really part of our narrative, Matt, in terms of the new generation of professional baseball. The city has built a pedestrian bridge that links the Via Rail station to the communities around us, Vanier, Overbrook, and of course the ballpark is right there. As soon as you exit the ramp, you're right in front of our CGT park. And in 2018, we will have a light rail station right beside Via Rail. So we will be the only professional sports club in Ottawa to have light rail support and access. Obviously, as you can imagine, for Ottawa anyway, getting LRT for the very first time it's going to be a deal breaker for this city. And so our fans will be able to take light rail right to the ballpark, cross over the pedestrian overpass.
Well, Dave, best of luck the rest of the way. Hope to see you tomorrow. Again, a 1:35 start if you're looking to drive down from Montreal here to Ottawa. It's a quick drive. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Matt. Take care.